we're ready. Cameras are rolling. That works. Perfect. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Committee of Adjustment meeting. The committee will hear applications for minor variances and consents. We'll call each application by name and number. Ask anyone who wishes to speak regarding an application to give their name to the secretary so it can be recorded. If you're the applicant and agent will automatically be notified of the decision in writing, but if you want to be notified in writing and you're not the applicant or agent, you can sign the clipboard at the back of the room and you will be notified. There is a 20-day waiting period after the decisions today in order to allow time for appeals to the OMB. And remember to push the button on your microphones when you speak so people can hear you. And remember to smile for the cameras so you're being recorded. Are there any conflicts to be declared by members? No? I have a motion by Rudy, seconded by Dennis, and resolved that the minutes of the Committee of Adjustment meeting held Wednesday, October 18th, 2017 be adopted as circulated. Are there any errors or omissions? Those in favor? Carried. Okay, so our first application then is BN 220 Sung Lee.
Evening, Mr. Chair. It's Harms, H-I-R-M-E-S, initial M. I'm here as an agent for Mr. Lee, the applicant in the matter.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else here for this one? We're going to have the planner explain the report then.
An application has been received to sever a parcel having no frontage, a width of 30.1 meters, a depth of 2.44 meters, and having an area of 71.1 square meters, and retain a parcel having an area of 868 square meters as a boundary adjustment. The land is to be added to an existing parcel located immediately adjacent to the southeast, and then the purpose of the boundary adjustment is to create a walkway from the public parking lot for access, for pedestrian access. Subject lands have no frontage and are located in the urban area of Port Dover. Urban residential and commercial uses are located to the north, east, south, and west of the subject lands. Planning staff have reviewed all relevant planning-related policy and believe that this is consistent with the PPS and it conforms to the intent of our official plan, and staff recommend approval subject to the attached conditions.
Good, thank you. Any questions of the planner or discussion? Or is there something you wish to add?
Just briefly, Mr. Chair. One of the conditions listed, number 5, is a condition that 1 square foot of the portion of land owned by the Number Corporation, that's the land immediately to the south, be conveyed to the abutting road allowance by Norfolk County, presumably to consolidate the property. Our point would simply be that the land to the south, that is not the whole lot in a plan subdivision. There's no prior planning act consents, and so they wouldn't be able to convey that portion of the property without conveying the strip regardless. So in our view, that condition maybe isn't necessary in this situation.
Matt?
Through the chair, the condition is just, it was put in there as sort of a just in case, and the end of it does read as if required, so if it's not required, we can just waive it.
And finally, I would just point out that in this situation, the portion that is being adjusted is actually already being used as a walkway. This is being done to simply clarify title. It was an issue of not understanding where the boundaries were previously.
Okay, thank you. Committee? Rudy? Dennis? Probably use the right one. Okay. Thank you. So I have a motion by Rudy, seconded by Dennis, that the committee hereby approves the application to sever a parcel having no frontage, a width of 30.1 meters, depth of 2.4 meters, an area of 71.1 square meters, and retain a parcel with an area of 868 square meters as a boundary adjustment. The lands are to be added to the existing parcel located immediately adjacent to the southeast. Roll number ends in 34900, and its final lot size will be 10,445 square feet. The application is consistent with the provincial policy statement and conforms to Norfolk County official plan regarding boundary adjustments in the urban residential designation, and that no public input was received, therefore not considered as part of the process. Any further discussion? Those in favor? Carried.
Thank you.
Okay, so our next application is BN 186, Richard Sloot. Anyone here for this application? Okay, thank you. We'll have the planner explain the report then.
This is an application which would have the effect of boundary adjusting 9.5 acres to an adjacent farm parcel and retaining a half an acre of residential land. The property is zoned and designated agricultural and is located on Norfolk County Road 19 East in the geographic township of Townsend near Wilsonville, and the property contains a single detached dwelling and is heavily treed. The lands proposed to be added to the farm parcel will be used as part of the farm with no changes proposed. Currently, the lot functions as an oversized residential lot, so this application will reduce the residential parcel and increase the agricultural parcel. This application is consistent with the provincial policy statement and complies with the official plan and zoning bylaw. Staff support this application and recommend that it be approved subject to the attached conditions.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions of the planner? Thank you, Dan. For application BN 186, I have a motion by Dan, seconded by Larry, that the committee hereby approves the application to sever a parcel with a frontage of 30.6 meters, a width of 30.6 meters, a depth of 66.13 meters, an area of .202 hectares, and merge the retained lands with the adjacent farm parcel ending in roll number ending in 32700, making its final lot size 58.72 acres. The application is consistent with the provincial policy statement and the Norfolk County official plan regarding boundary adjustments and agricultural designations, and that no public input was received, therefore not considered as part of the application. Is there any further discussion? Those in favor? Carried. Our next two applications are BN 202 and 203. It's in P&S Van Berlo Limited. Anyone here for this one? Mr. Rowe? All right. We'll find you. Thank you. Anyone else here for these two? We'll have the planner explain the report.
Do you want me to do them both at once?
If you like, whatever you like.
Okay. So these are two applications for surplus farm dwelling severances on a farm on Wyndham East Quarter Line Road. The properties are designated agricultural and zoned agricultural. The property contains two single detached dwellings and a barn, which is proposed to be removed, and one single detached dwelling would remain on each of the severed lots. Both applications are consistent with the provincial policy statement and comply with the official plan regarding surplus farm dwelling severances in the agricultural designation. No new zoning deficiencies are created. Staff support these applications and recommend that they be approved.
Perfect, thank you. Move, okay. So the first motion is for the application BN 202, and the motion is by Marcel, seconded by Eric. The committee hereby approves the application to sever a parcel with a frontage of 55 meters, a width of 55 meters, a depth of 66 meters, an area of 3,630 square meters, and retain a parcel with an area of 40 hectares as a severance of a dwelling made surplus through farm amalgamation. The application is consistent with the provincial policy statement and conforms to the Norfolk County official plan with regard to surplus farm dwelling severances, and that no public input was received, therefore not considered. Any further discussion? Those in favor? That one's carried. And we'll need a mover and seconder for 203. So for application 203, it's been moved by Dennis, seconded by Larry, that the committee hereby approves the application to sever a parcel with a frontage of 52 meters, a width of 52 meters, a depth of 66 meters, an area of 3,432 square meters, and retain a parcel with an area of 32.3 hectares as a severance of a dwelling made surplus through farm amalgamation. The application is consistent with the provincial policy statement and conforms with Norfolk County official plan with regard to surplus farm dwellings severances, and no public input was received, therefore not considered. Any further discussion? Those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Oh, we upside down that one. Okay, our next one then is BN 207, John Henry Smith Land, Inc. Actually, the next three.
Yeah, I was going to do all three together, but this one's on the other side of the road, so I'll do it separately than the
Okay.
other two. Yeah.
So that's the 07?
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Rose here for this one. Is there anyone else here for this application? Over there? Well, keep him under wraps for me, will you? Go ahead.
Thank you. An application's been received to sever a parcel with a frontage of 11.23 meters, a width of 11.23 meters, and a depth of 50.29 meters, and having an area of 64.76 meters, and retain a parcel having an area of 2,515 square meters as a boundary adjustment. The boundary adjustment is being used to enlarge the lot next to it. Subject lands front onto the south side of Elizabeth Street in the hamlet of Walsh, and the surrounding land uses include hamlet residential and rural industrial uses. With this application, currently the subject lands are zoned rural industrial, but the applicant has also submitted a zoning bylaw amendment application to rezone them to hamlet residential. And the zoning bylaw amendment will also recognize some of the lot deficiencies. There's an area deficiency, and that's been included as a condition of approval for this application. It's the professional opinion of planning staff that the subject application is consistent with the policies of the PPS and conforms to the intent of our official plan regarding boundary adjustments. Staff support this application and recommend that it be approved subject to the attached conditions.
Thanks very much. Is there any questions of the planner? Ooh. Thank you. Rudy? Okay. For application BN 207, it's been moved by Rudy, seconded by Dan, that the committee hereby approves the application to sever a parcel with a frontage of 11.23 meters, a width of 11.23 meters, a depth of 50.29 meters, and having an area of 564.76 square meters, and retain a parcel having an area of 2,515 square meters as a boundary adjustment. The lands are to be added to the existing parcel located immediately adjacent to the south roll number ending in 287000, making its final size 0.62 acres. The application is consistent with the provincial policy statement, conforms to Norfolk County official plan regarding boundary adjustments in the hamlet designation, and that no public input was received, therefore not considered as part of the process. Any further discussion? Those in favor of the motion? That motion's carried. Okay, so you do the next two then, sir?
Yep. Yes, they're, through you, Mr. Chair, they're both on the same property, so we'll be doing these ones together.
Great.
Okay. So for application number BNPL 2017-2008, the application's been received to sever a parcel with frontage of 50 meters, a width of 50 meters, at a depth of 58.5 meters, having an area of 2,680 square meters, and retain a parcel with an area of 15,590 square meters as the creation of a lot within the hamlet area of Walsh. And then for BNPL 2017-209, the application's been received to sever a parcel with a frontage of 44 meters, a width of 52.21 meters, and a depth of 50 meters, having an area of 2,445 square meters, and retain a parcel with an area of 12,910 square meters, also as the creation of a lot in the hamlet area. Both these lots contain a single detached dwelling, and both these lots are going to require rezoning to the hamlet residential zone, and that will be a condition of approval for both these lots. Norfolk County has, staff have reviewed the relevant policies in the PPS in our official plan, and I believe that this is consistent with the PPS policies, and it conforms to the intent of the Norfolk County official plan policies in regards to severance in the hamlet designation, and we recommend approval subject to the attached conditions.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions of the planner? Dennis? Okay. So for application BN 208, we have a motion to approve by Dennis and seconded by Larry, an application to sever a parcel with a frontage of 50 meters, a width of 50 meters, a depth of 58.5 meters, an area of 2,680 square meters, and retain a parcel with an area of 15,590 square meters as creation of a lot in the hamlet area of Walsh. The subject application is consistent with the provincial policy statement and the Norfolk County official plan regarding lot creation in the hamlet area, and no public input was received, therefore not considered as part of the process. Any further discussion? Those in favor? Motion's carried. So, 209. For application BN 209, a motion to approve by Dan, seconded by Rudy. If the application to sever a parcel with a frontage of 44 meters, a width of 52.21 meters, a depth of 50 meters, an area of 2,445 square meters, and retain a parcel with an area of 12,910 square meters as the creation of a lot within the hamlet area of Walsh. Subject application is consistent